Okay, today's video. I have never done one of these before. I've seen other people do them. And I found two at a yard sale. I was so stinking excited. And I've had them sitting here all season going, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Well, here's what I did.
So I'm taking an advent calendar countdown refillable box thing. I found it at a yard sale. I haven't been able to find anything comparable online that's decently priced, but I got two of these. So I'm just working with one today, and I'm taking all of my remainder of my transfers, holiday ones, from this year and past years. So I will just link up to my transfers and you can pick through what I have left if you're interested. And I am cutting out pieces that will fit on these little drawers, or at least pretty dang close. While I'm going ahead and doing this, let me introduce myself. My name is Sandra, and I'm the owner and creator here at Midwest Charm. I specialize in repurposed, upcycled vintage home decor and furniture, as well as all of your DIY crafting needs. I have Debbie's DIY paint, Sweet Pickins milk paint. Excuse me. I have Roy Cycled Treasures, Connie Lines and Designs, and Iron Orchid Designs, and more. You can find us on all of the social medias linked below, as well as on our website, www.midwestcharm.co. And that is linked below as well. And you can also visit us in person in Hinckley, Minnesota. So here's your first glimpse at this box situation that we have going on. This is just like thick cardstock, even not quite cardboard, but like in between. I'm not sure what you would want to call it. I didn't want to paint all of it because I feared it would warp and move things around a little bit. So we're just going to work with transfers and a few little embellishments on top. And I do paint the fronts of most of the doors. Actually, all. The one that's flipped around, I messed up on. I have no problem calling myself out on that one. I was moving too fast and not paying attention. So I'm going to first of all remove all of these doors and paint the fronts of most of them in an all-in-one paint. These are fusion paints that are left over from my Sonnets Makers box. I don't sell fusion, but I have these open and wanted to use those. I do sell DIYs, Cottage Colors, which are an all-in-one, which are beautiful and would have worked perfect for this as well. But I didn't have the colors I wanted open, and I didn't want to open more paint for this. So I'm just using up all of my leftovers. I'm trying to not waste and trying to really be aware of what I am using. So we're just going to use up lots of scraps, lots of leftover paint, and this is just an off-white. I will have to look through my stuff when I get back to the store to see what colors I actually did use. I know the red is the York red. I can't remember what it's called, but and I don't remember the other one either, y'all. I just went with what I had on my table that was already opened. And we are going to get all the fronts painted. We're going to get two coats on them, and then we're going to set these all aside to dry completely. I believe I may have left these sit overnight. If I didn't, it was for several hours before I went back in and started to apply our transfers. So I did leave four of them blank because I wanted to decoupage some music paper on them. So what I'm doing is just taking my pencil and drawing a line around where I want to cut because I wanted to make sure that I had good coverage on these little fronts. So I cut out four little drawer pieces, or traced four, and then cut out four, and then just simply decoupaged them like I would any other item. I used my decoupage medium, I put it on the drawer, I added my paper, I set that aside, or did another coat, a decoupage medium on top, set it aside to dry. Once those were completely dry, I did go in and sand around the little finger hole to pull the drawers open so that those were usable. two of the drawers I painted in red and two of the drawers I painted in green. Now keep in mind I just did one of the fronts. These are reversible. So honestly, if somebody else wanted to make their own, they could easily pull out my drawers, turn them around, and make their own. This would be a very simple thing to do. So we did the two red, the two green, and then we'll move on. So we're just going to sand off these little round pieces and then move on to applying our transfers. Now for these transfers, we're going to do them like I do any other transfer on any other piece. You're going to peel off the backer, place it down where we want it. Use the little transfer tool to rub this down. I'm using my fingers inside of the little box to hold it sturdy while I rub with that plastic tool. And then we are going to peel back that top layer with the grid on it as it applies down. I do need to go in spots and lay it back down and re-rub with my little tool to get the pieces that might not stick that first time down. And then anything that's over those edges, you can see I'm just rubbing them down with my finger. And then I'm going to burnish this in and make sure there's no air bubbles and that all of my little edges are sealed down. And we're just going to repeat this process. Now you'll see when I do these that there may be pieces of transfer left on the bottoms. I do save those. I apply them to some of the other drawers, but I also save those and use them on gift tags. If you watched my video earlier this week, you will have seen it. And this is my chaos, you guys. If you look, these are all of the drawers out. I have to sit and pull up one at a time of my transfers and put them on a drawer and then go on to the next one, keeping in mind that I kind of want some cohesion. So I made sure when I picked out these transfers, they all had the same tones of reds and greens in them. They all had the same style of greenery and whatnot. They turned out really cute. But this is just a tedious process and was well worth it in the end. So make sure you're sticking around to see the final results because this is so stinking beautiful. I can't wait to show you. Now you'll just see me repeating this process over and over. On those little frame ones, I wanted to make sure that that bow on top was included. So I made sure to include that on the top. And then if it cut off the bottom of that little part, I was okay with it because I really wanted the bow, and the frame will still work as we go back in and number our drawers. And this is just, it was a very fun process for me. I still need to go in and add a few more embellishments. I have some beautiful thin velvet ribbon. I'm going to make some little bows and add them to a few different pieces and just kind of tie in some 3D elements with this as well. I may even go in with my either with paint frosting and some white paint and add some snow, or I may go in with the um, texture paste that I have with the glitter in it. Beautiful. I'm going to possibly go in with them. I just want some 3D elements just to give this a little bit more oomph. Now you'll see on this one, I am doing a two-part drawer. This is a bigger one, but I really, really like it. I thought it was cute. So what I'm going to do is push those drawers together, apply my transfer, and get that applied to one part of it, and then use the other part on the other remaining drawer. So we're going to stack them, apply it, peel off that vellum. We're still going to burnish it in. Everything else is the same. I just want to have this do kind of a you'll see, it turned out really cute. I do this to, I think, two or three sets of drawers, and that's where I kind of boo-booed. I was loving the look of this, and I grabbed one of my drawers and had the not painted side up. So the top of one of my two-parters um, just doesn't have the cream colored paint. It has just the craft cardboard on the back, but it still looks really, really good. There's a real screenshot for you. I love how that turned out. So I do go in and repeat it. Oh, let's flip this around for you. Look at that. Look at that. It's going to be cute. I promise you guys, this is going to all come together at the end, and you're going to love it as much as I do. So we are just going to finish this up. Again, I do two more sets of those little double stacked, and then we're going to add some transfers to the actual top of our box, as well as onto our red and green fronts as well. Let's go ahead and add this beautiful element to the top. This is from one of the transfers this year. I've used this same similar swag type transfer on a few things. It's so beautiful with those bows and oh. So I am going to let these hang off over the top left corner and the top right corner. We're just going to get this applied down, and then we are going to do the little top parts on those drawers. I do go in and kind of slice those little pieces off because I want to make sure to get them on those front drawers. So who's ready for a quick sneak peek? We're not quite finished with what I have done so far. I am loving this. This turned out so much cuter than I had ever hoped for. The other one, the base of it is white and a little bit shinier, so these transfers will go on so smoothly. And I'm actually going to be selling both this finished piece and the white one in my Whatnot auction on Saturday. It is called, it's a raid train that we're doing, and it's Tag Your It. And I will have some handmade tags that I've been working on, and this piece, a kit to do your own with that white one, including some transfer pieces that I have left over for it. I've got all sorts of cardstock, all the things you need to finish one on your own. First, I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek, and then let's go in and add some more touches to this. All right, so I'm loving it. But I want to add numbers to these drawers so that my kids or whoever buys this piece will know which drawer to pull out and get their little goodie for the day in. And for that, we are going to be using our letterpress stamp by Iron Orchid Designs, along with both the black permanent ink and the white mixing ink. And we are going to number the drawers. I use a little bit different font on the number 25. It's a little bit bigger. Otherwise, I'm just going to go in. Right now I'm just laying down 1 through 5, and then I go in with 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we just start all over with the ones and line everything up. And I'm doing the white ones that I know are going to be white first, and then going back in with the black. On the white ones, obviously we're going to put the white on that dark green and on the red, and then there ends up being another one that's kind of dark-ish, where I need that number to go, so I use it there. And look, 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 you guys, this just is like wow to me. It just is so stinking pretty. So we're just going to do 1 through 25 on all of these drawers, and then we're going to show you the final reveal.
Have you ever seen these type of an advent calendar before? Like I said, had seen them last year in a few videos popping up, and I loved them. We always do one at home, and this is like perfect for those cute little treats. whether it's candies or little toys or whatever. I actually really, really, really love them. I just was so hesitant to do it, and I kept dragging my feet, but I'm so happy I finished this. I'm going to add some finishing touches to this, some velvet little bows and things like that, but so pretty. Now I'm debating, do I sell my other one as a kit like I had planned to do, or do I go ahead and make that one over too? Let me know below. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.